All right, so QRC, the Queen's Royal College, takes a stand against domestic violence. And they've been doing the program for a year now. It's called She's Royal. This morning, I want to welcome Form 4 students and student committee member of She's Royal, Kiran Castillo, as well as Vice President of the Queen's Royal College, PTA, Esther Calendar George. Good morning to you guys and welcome to the Now Morning Show.
Thank you.
Well, let me congratulate you on, first of all, this initiative. I know that we would have spoken, I think we spoke to the principal last year when you were now launching the initiative. Esther, how would you say that it's been going for the past year?
I would say it has been going exceptionally well. And how we know that too is through our, let's say we have certain activities, the participation of the young men, and also the growth. You see the growth in terms of the questions that are asked, how they respond, you know, so it's, I would say, exceptionally well. Yeah.
All right. Kiran, let me jump across to you. As a student, how has the experience been for you? Like, what, if you were to describe what this program is about, what this initiative is about, to somebody who never heard about it before, how would you describe it?
Right. So I'll start with how it started.
Right.
Our principal, he is the one who actually initiated it. And it had the death of a young lady by the name of Samantha Isaac. She was killed by her lover, and then he killed himself. That was years back. And then we had the death of Andrea Barrett and
Sharon Banfield.
And
there were several.
Yeah,
there were several. Sharon Banfield was one of them. Andrea Barrett. There was a whole lot.
Yeah, there was a whole lot. And with the recent ones, it kind of reignites the idea of us wanting to bring change. As a school, we decided, you know, a male institution, that we should take a stand against it. And we formed this committee in order to first talk to the Royalians, talk to the boys in the school.
Right.
You know, try
start
to...
at home.
Yeah, start at home. And then we want to go forth into other educational institutes in Trinidad in order to spread awareness and get other people on board with us.
Have you seen a change in your peers in the way that they operate, the way that they deal with young ladies, the way that they talk about young ladies?
Yes.
Be honest, sir. Kiran, don't lie to me. We're on national TV.
No, I wouldn't lie.
All right,
but,
let me hear you.
I mean, there are some people who still get in there. They're not quite there yet, but they get in there.
So it's a work in progress, right?
Yeah,
because they're undoing years and years of what you're already
doing. It's only 1 year.
And
it's only 1 year.
Exactly.
We have next year, please go out and stuff. So by the time I leave the school, we will see more change. And it's just working towards getting the word out there, getting more schools involved in similar programs. And I mean, we plan to send committee members into other schools as well to talk about the topic in order to overall spread awareness.
All right, so Esther, you guys have been doing this program for a year. You said some of the questions have been, you've seen the growth in the level of questions that they've been asking. I want to know, what are the young men curious about? What do they want to know more about when it comes to gender-based violence?
Gender-based violence. I think the connection with what actually initiates it, where it comes from, where it stems from.
Right.
That is definitely a conversation that we've been having. Also, you know, how society contributes to gender-based violence. In particular, again, parents, how we interact with our sons in the home, sons and daughters, how we interact with them at home, and of course their peers, because that's who they liaise with. You know, so discussions about things like music, how does music influence behavior? Those types of things come up.
Does it influence behavior?
Well, based
what have you guys been able to deduct?
To deduct, based on the responses we would have seen in some of the surveys, yes, it does.
It does, okay.
Over time, it does. You know, so these are the little things that add to bringing awareness in terms of how the young men would respond and accept. You know, and of course, we do partner with parents, hence the reason for the QRC PTA being involved on the committee. And we would have had things like the fathers actually doing videos. We would send out SOS, you know, show how you and your sons are bringing awareness to the cause.
Do we have a high turnout of fathers participating in this initiative?
Well, with everything, you know, it takes time to build. But yes, we do. We have key persons. We would have had the student bodies leading the charge in terms of their parents, you know, leading the charge in the discussion.
Making sure that it happens.
Yes.
Kiran, tell me one of the things that stood out to you the most during this past year of doing this initiative.
One of the things that stood out the most is seeing how the young man actually wants to see change.
Right.
In the sense that they understand, I too have a mother. It has female teachers in the school, and we need to care for them. It has people actually, they realize that, this is wrong. So, with seeing that these students...
What is this you're talking about that's wrong?
What we say is our culture that is suiting ladies on the road when they are uncomfortable with it. And, raising your voice at ladies as well.
Okay.
And actions like that where it comes out as harsh or you make a woman uncomfortable. When they realize that this is wrong, they realize, I have a teacher and I really like this teacher. This is one of my favorite teachers. I have a mother, I have sisters. They realize that they have people, females, that they love and that they need to play a part in bringing forth change so that they could feel safer.
How do you know when a woman is feeling uncomfortable?
Well, how do you know if someone is happy? How do you know if someone is anxious? You read their body actions. You read off of what they show. So, sometimes, I don't know if you probably see it, but I've saw that, people might tutor a woman and she wouldn't even look at them.
Acknowledge it.
Yeah, and she might even start walking faster to get away.
Right.
And that's how you know that they're not comfortable with it. They don't even acknowledge it. So, that it's not something they like. So why continue?
Kieran, it's very heartwarming to hear you as a young man be able to say this so plainly, because I think that oftentimes we hear women come in and talking, especially on the show, we hear women come and talk about, all the things that men do and all the problems that they have with men. But we hear men come and say, we need to do better, But I think that the youth is where it starts, for sure. So congratulations on this initiative in general, but specifically, I am impressed that, you are, as a young man in Form 4, I was in Form 4 at one point, right?
Yeah.
I know how we used to talk in Form 4.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Let's have those conversations.
Yeah, and we need to have more of these conversations so that we can say, this is right and this is wrong and this is acceptable and this is not. And, do you see yourself as a leader in school?
Yes, I do. Because even this, being able to represent the school like this, it shows some sort of leadership skills. Because when I go back in school, people go and see me and be like, you was on TV.
You the fella from TV now.
People go and see me and, they might look up to me now.
And you can continue sharing this message with the younger ones who come after you as well.
Yeah, and by me coming to talk to them about the topic, seeing that I was on TV, they might want to
coolest guy in
more.
school.
Yeah.
Congratulations. You're going to have to write me a check when you get big.
Good.
So, Esther, what's next for this initiative, the She's Royal initiative?
So what's next? So Kieran already alluded to it. We are expanding. We'd like to get involved in other schools throughout the nation. To commemorate the 1-year anniversary, though, we will be having a walk on the 10th of June in the morning. So the boys, all the young men, would be coming out in their houses, and each house will have a flag that will represent someone who had fallen to domestic violence or gender-based violence. And that will take place on the 10th of June in the morning.
10th of June.
Yes,
around
the Queen's Park Savannah.
And everybody can join, or just for the school?
For now, we're containing it a little bit, but growth is, yes.
Also, as we move forward, we plan to, usually on Wednesdays in school, we would have guidance sessions, which is where the form teacher comes to talk to the class about any problems we may be having in school, classes, otherwise. And now we are taking these classes, these sessions with the form teacher to have conversations about gender-based violence in order for the whole class to get on board as well. Though we've been having the conversations before, now to be more frequent.
Just expand it and just continue to expand it. And I look forward to getting to other schools as well to be able to say, well, we're actually making a difference in the country slowly but surely. I want to thank you both for joining us this morning on the Morning Show. It wasn't that bad, right?
No, it wasn't. Thank you for having us.
Kieran Castillo, Form 4 student at QRC, as well as Esther Calendar George, Vice President of the QRC PTA. Joining us this morning to talk about taking a stand against domestic violence and gender-based violence, because, of course, she's royal. We'll take a quick break and come back with more. Stay tuned.
How lucky am I?